Hi everyone, it's Jackie at Metro coming to you from New Orleans. My video looks a little like it's breaking up a little bit. I hope it works. Anyways, today again, I am from Metro from the Domestic Violence Shelter. I'm doing closing with a few of my long-term clients and termination. So today I'm just going to talk about one of my clients who is a 19-year-old girl who was in a DV situation. And she broke up with him about 6 months ago, and she started to see me about 4 months ago, once a week. I think we had 1 week that we missed while she was traveling. We've done a lot of psychoeducation, actually, which has been really, really positive with her. We've talked just a lot about, how DV is seen within our culture, how women are treated. You know what I mean? What often happens in DV situations, how often it usually takes to leave. So this recent session, she'd been doing really good, and she said she had kind of a rough week this week because she had begun to text him again. She said she, felt like she really needed to reach out, and he had been reaching out to her, which is very, very common. So they had been texting back and forth, and then he, said that he had basically slept with her best friend while they were together. So then she confronted the best friend, and she told the stepdad, and she told her current boyfriend, and everyone's reaction basically was like, why the hell are you still talking to him? Which is a lot of what we see in our culture is blaming the victim for putting themselves in the situation that they are in, and not blaming the perpetrator, putting the responsibility where it really lies. And so she had a really rough week, and so we got a lot to kind of define where that came from. From her perspective, she's 19, so we talked a lot throughout the session of what feelings came out of that and where, and of those reactions, because she was like, it just pissed me off, it's none of their business. And I kind of asked a few open-ended questions of like, what kind of feelings did it come, and kind of getting to how she felt really shameful and really embarrassed and really judged that people just immediately pointed the finger at her and said, why are you still talking to him? And we talked about, I said, well, why are you still talking to him? We talked a little bit about that, and then just a bit about education and about how a lot of times in our society and in our culture, that's the reason that women don't talk about domestic violence, and it's the reason they don't leave situations, and it's the reason that they don't seek help, is that they don't want to be judged, and they don't want the finger to be pointed at them. And I told her it takes an average of a woman 7 times to leave her abuser, and sometimes 12, and because those emotions are still there, and because she still cares about him, and everyone judges her for that. How could you love a man who does these kind of things to her? And so she doesn't have anyone she can talk to about it, and then she feels shamed that she does talk to him and that she does have feelings still for him, And it was heartbreaking, especially when it's a 19-year-old girl and her stepfather is blaming her and everyone, and anyways, it was difficult because the last session we had, we were, really headed towards termination. We have a couple of more sessions together, but, it was kind of I felt bad. I'm glad that it happened while she was still in therapy so we could talk about it. And then I think it had something also to do with the fact that she's going to court tomorrow, to follow through with the charges that she's pressed on him. So she'll see him for the first time in about 6 months, face to face, which I think is also possibly another reason that she began to communicate with him again, to kind of feel out what headspace is he going to be in, and things like that, which I think is completely normal. And we talked about that a little bit. But anyways, that's just a little bit about a client that I'm seeing, and it gives me a little bit of anxiety when things come up like that, which is not super major at all, but when things come up, before I'm going to terminate with a client, you just want everything to be all hunky-dory before you leave, and it's just not the case sometimes, you know what I mean? But we definitely discussed what termination means, and, if she wanted to continue therapy, which she's chosen not to, but we've discussed all of her options and, things like that. But anyways, that's a little bit of information about one of my clients this week, and terminating. All right. Have a nice week, everybody.